All right, all right, all right. We're reporting live right here from glorious Fort Worth, Texas. We at the office. Right. 2 minutes, 3 minutes from the heart of downtown Fort Worth. It's fun fact. Fort Worth is the fastest growing city in America, guys.
Right now.
You understand what I'm saying? And a part of that growth is sitting right here with us. All right. Jade Massentoff, we're so happy to have you here today. You are one of the most decorated and colorful artists that I know right here in the city. Your voice, your acting skills, your hustle is absolutely amazing to watch, and we're happy to have you here, Queen.
Ooh, thank you, y'all. It's so sweet. I appreciate it.
Nah, no doubt. So I want to start by actually getting a little rundown of your accomplishments, things that you've done.
Man, I've done so many things. I'll try to go off of the ones I remember.
I can remember about 10 of them right now.
Well, tell me.
Year, you know what I mean? I seen the album drop. The Depression video was absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Your TikTok is doing numbers. You know what I'm saying? The Whitney Houston video, just to let everybody out there know, she little Whitney to me.
The compliment is insane. I'm going to take it, though. It all started with the music. I was traveling back and forth to Atlanta and working on my EP. And during all of that, I was suffering from depression. So that's when one of my biggest songs that I released, Depression, came out. It charted in the UK. It did numbers out there, which was a really big accomplishment for me because I wrote that song out of pure pain. One of my dearest friends and talent manager, she got the community of Fort Worth together for me to help me do a music video for Depression.
Awesome. I've seen that. Absolutely beautiful video.
Thank you. It was hard. That video was very hard to get through.
I can only imagine.
It was very real. Everything in that video was real. The tears, the whole moment. So that's a really big accomplishment for me. I did very good on YouTube. Still doing good on YouTube. And now I'm actually working on my new album now. So I went from wanting to quit to now like, hey, I need to do another one. Thank you. I was featured on a magazine, on Airplay magazine. I have gotten the amazing opportunity to get signed with an acting agency, right. Black-owned acting agency, by the way. And so that was an amazing accomplishment for me as well. Once again, my talent manager pushed me. She's like, hey, you have a natural gift and we need to push that even more to help me be more confident in my talents. Acting truly has boosted me up quite a bit because I used to be so shy.
Wow.
Shy? Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm very shy.
High energy, Jay.
I know. But I am. I really am. But acting has opened that up. Like I feel like I could be whoever I want to be. And so, yeah, I do the acting now, and to the point where I've actually had auditions. I had an audition with Lee Daniels. I don't know if y'all know who that is.
Yeah,
so I actually had an audition. My first ever audition was with Lee Daniels, and that was an amazing opportunity for a show at the time. And from then, I kind of just was pushing it. I was in a commercial. I got a lead role through Jubilee here in Fort Worth, right here in the city. Yeah.
Jubilee Theater.
So I had a lead role for...
Is that your first lead role?
That was my very first lead role.
Let's give a round of applause for Fort Worth for giving this beautiful artist her first lead role. That's amazing.
Yes. So that was a really big thing for me. So, and that was written by Katori Hall. I don't know if y'all know who Katori Hall is, but absolutely. She wrote P-Valley. Wow. So that was really big.
Now, you spoke about your talent manager. You know what? Before we talk about that, let's also talk about another one of your accomplishments. You just started a business.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
So I decided to take pole fitness to another level. I decided to start a business in that. Pole fitness was there for me whenever I was really going through a hard, dark place, and I needed something to keep me going. Because like I said, I wanted to quit music, and I needed a different creative outlet. And I feel like everybody needs to have a creative outlet, everybody. And so music wasn't that for me anymore. So I needed to find another one, and I was desperate because I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing, just being honest. So I was like, when the pole studio opened up near where I was staying at, Sky Pole Fitness, I decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna just join. And from then I decided, he was like, you know what, I love this. I love how it makes me feel. I love how empowered I feel. And I want to do that for other women. So I was like, you know what, why not start a business helping other women, you know, feel empowered and get fit while doing it all at the same time.
That's powerful.
So yes, I have started my my LLC.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Target Capital. I started my LLC, Massentoff Industries, and I have my first DBA out of many, which I will have soon, is Massentoff Flex. So I'm Massentoff Flex Pole Fitness, and I do one-on-one pole lessons. I do flexibility training, and I do workshops and events.
Hold on. So what's the strategy on that? You said your LLC is what? Your company is what?
As Massentoff Industries.
Industries. But then you said you're doing a what?
A DBA, doing business as Massentoff Flex.
So you got a business.
Yeah.
That's an umbrella.
That's an umbrella business. And then you got this DBA, these branding businesses under the business.
Correct. Because I will have, right now it's Massentoff Flex, but the first DBA, but the next one's going to be Massentoff Music. And then possibly, if, you know, acting keeps me afloat, I'm going to have Massentoff Films. And then maybe the next thing might be, you know, Massentoff Medical. I don't know, you know, it might, I want to start in all
your business.
Different industries. I want to be in all the industries.
Building the main business.
Correct.
That's
building the main thing.
That's strategy right there. That's how people get wealthy.
And, see, I actually had a millionaire tell me, because I asked him, how did he do all of this? He said, look, I'm going to tell you, you want to have more than 3 streams of income. Right. Minimum.
Absolutely.
So I'm over here thinking like, well, dang, how can I utilize what I do and profit off of that, you know, and still help people all at the same time?
Absolutely.
Right. And that's what it's about, adding value to people.
Correct. Because once we take away that it's not about us anymore, and it's about the people we surround ourselves with, once we start really truly being in the service side, doors will open. And intensely. I had to really, I ain't gonna lie, I was a selfish person for a minute. I was like, if it ain't about me, I don't want to do it. But now it's like, you know, there's beauty in helping others. It's joy. It brings me so much joy to do the things that I do right now. The music I'm creating right now, the album that's going to come out really soon, it's not for me. It's for everybody who has felt the way I felt.
Yeah. And
I want to help people get out of that. And the same thing with pole fitness. You know, I was in a dark place. I was in a rut. And pole fitness has gotten me out of that rut. And I want to do that for other people. It kept me fine, okay? You know, shoot, I look good. My husband happy. So, you know, so yeah, I mean, a fun way to be empowered, fit, healthy, and have fun. I mean, you can't ask for nothing better than that.
That's
honestly.
That's one of the things about, you know, that's really one of the secret things about business that most people don't know. A lot of times when people create a business or start a business, they get so excited and so kind of honestly egotistical about having a business that their whole business becomes more about them being a business owner, when the reality of it is even if you look up the definition or the strategy for business, if you have a business, but your business is not helping anyone, then how profitable is that business?
Exactly.
Your whole center of your business has to be to add value to people, has to be able to help people, or your business is just an individualistic thing.
Pretty much.
And that's it. And all you'll get is likes and shares and comments.
But where's the profit?
But yeah, where's the profit in that? All right. So yeah, so let me ask you, where you from? So we here in Fort Worth, but I know you from somewhere else, right?
Right. I'm originally born in Patterson, New Jersey. That's where all my Jersey in the house. All families from Jersey.
For real.
Yes. So Jersey family. I was raised the Jersey way. So whenever I came my father moved to Texas. He was in the military. So he took it as an opportunity, he said, to get him and his family out the hood. So he moved to Corpus Christi, Texas. That's where the base was. And
Corpus is nice.
Yeah, Corpus is nice. It's really, really pretty. So he was out there, and then he decided to go ahead and move on up. And I actually moved to Fort Worth, I want to say 4 years ago. I actually finally made the move to Fort Worth because I was in like Grand Prairie, Dallas, Arlington, mostly Mansfield. And then I was like, you know what? My husband, he's from Fort Worth. He loves it. And now I love it.
Right.
So we've been here.
So what do you love about Fort Worth?
Man, I truly love the community. I really love how low key Fort Worth can be, but you can still, there's so much still to do out here.
Right.
There's so many hole in the walls. There's so many like little hidden gems in Fort Worth. You can still have a good time, be ducked off, you know what I mean, and still enjoy yourself in Fort Worth. The community out here is truly amazing. You get to know some people. You know all of Fort Worth, and I'm still building that.
It's a really
network.
Close knit.
It is. Yeah. It is. It's truly a family out here, especially when you know some people who's out here. Fort Worth come together for you. So I love that about Fort Worth.
Yeah, I like the opportunity that's here in Fort Worth. There's so much opportunity as it pertains to whatever it is you're trying to do.
Right.
You know, there's so many different sides of Fort Worth where there's all different types of opportunity. There's the stockyards, there's the north side, there's the south side, there's the southwest side, there's the east side, you know, and that's, and then there's these little places, the Everman, Forest Hill, these, you know, these places to where there's, like you said, there's these hidden gems out here in Fort Worth. So
yeah, all byproducts of Fort Worth.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. So we got that out the way. We talked about your accomplishments, these things. I'm just curious, and just to let the people know, like, walk us through how these processes goes. You got to understand, we in our community, that's one thing that we're kind of bred to or programmed to think that it's all we can do, even though it's more. But being that program is there, we have a lot of artists in our community. We have a lot of basketball players, a lot of people who inspire to be these things. So for all those in the community who really want to be an artist and really good at it, how does those processes go, like recording an album? How do you get there? How do you set that up?
Yeah, it's a lot into it. I want to say, being an independent artist, the one advice just to start off that I really want to give to all artists, all independent artists, is to know the business side of it, especially with music. When I went to Atlanta, one thing that stuck with me and resonated with me was they told me, hey, just let you know, the music industry is 80% business and 20% music.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, you have to have a team of people who are business minded that are helping you and pushing you along the way. But it's still our job as independent artists to be up on the business side, to research the 10 things you need to know, or the things you need to know about the music business. Go and invest in a $20 book and read about it, you know, because you really need to know what you're getting yourself into. When you have managers, you got to pay them 20%. You have, probably your marketer, you got to pay them, your stylist, and you got to pay your producers, you got to pay your writers if you have writers. And as a creator, we don't want to worry about all that. We do not care. But if I can really, truly give somebody some advice, is really truly start caring about the business side.
That's so true, because even in the industry, in the music industry, we see the difference between those who have their business stuff intact, like Nipsey Hussle, who was an independent artist, but his business understanding was so intact that he became one of the most popular independent artists and successful to people who are really good, but their business stuff is not intact.
Correct.
And like a Lil Wayne.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though he's been in the industry for years, his business mind wasn't good enough to where you not at this height in your career suing your own team because you didn't understand these business aspects of, of your career.
Right.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just also being a talent, sometimes they can get tricked out. You have, being that you are a talent, people are constantly coming at you, and they only see money. And so you have to, like you said, read a book, understand these things, because people are preying on your talent.
Correct. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your music. And that's what I tell all artists. Like, you probably not caring about the business side of things, but if you want to protect your craft and protect what you are doing, you will really truly invest and do the research and get your knowledge up on the music side of things, because when people say the music industry is a shady business, that is 100% true.
Absolutely.
There will be people who will prey on you and steal from you and take from you just because you don't know the business side. And they'll boost up your talent. They'll boost you, make you feel like you deserve this, you deserve to be on this show, you deserve to sign my record label, you're independent. They will tell you all the things you want to hear. And that's what we want to hear as creators, that we're good enough, that we're great, and that our talents are good enough to be this. That's where they get you. And then they're like, hey, well, let me help you. Let me work with you. Let me do this. Let me do that. Send me the files. Send me this. Send me that. And next thing you know,
stolen.
All the money is going to another bank account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear it all the time.
All the time.
They capitalize off your ignorance.
Yeah.
That's in any industry, really, in America.
Absolutely.
Correct.
They're going to capitalize off your ignorance.
And that's why you have to be business minded in anything you do, especially when it comes to your talent, because that's the only way you're going to protect the thing that you love to do the most.
Right.
Because there are people who can't sing, can't do this, can't do that, and they want what you have, and they see money, like you said, they see profit, and they're going to do what they can. They do it all the time. And so, and I've thankfully, I'm up on what I need to know. So when someone comes to me and say, hey, I see you're so good, you should be on this thing, you should be big by now, let me help you, Bubba. I already know what they're trying to do.
Right.
I already see it. So I'm like, I'm good. You know, I got my team. I got the people I trust that's helping me get there. And it's never going to be a quick, easy snap of a finger.
So building a solid team.
You got to build a solid team. And when you go in any book that tells you about music industry, they're going to tell you to build a solid team, people you trust. Your manager should be someone who's close to you, who knows who you are, who knows the things you want, who's going to push for you no matter what. They don't even care about the money. That's what you need, a manager. You do. Some people say they don't need one. I beg to differ. So everyone's different.
Right. So in that light, if somebody as an artist, an independent artist, wants to record an album, what is the best way for them to record an album as it pertains to having their business right? Because that's what a lot of guys are doing in the streets. They're recording albums, but their business stuff is not right. Their team stuff is not right. So how do they do that in a way to where they are protected and they are really going to capitalize off their art? It's not someone else.
Well, they need to make sure that they're registered with the right people, meaning like BMI, or is your writings registered? Your lyrics are yours. Someone can easily steal them if they're not registered through BMI or ASCAP.
So register your lyrics and your writings through BMI.
Correct. You need to register your work. You need to make sure you have split sheets done. This is where, like I said, this is the jargon, the lingo in the music industry. And if you don't know the business side, you're probably like, well, what is that? You know, so
because I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, so split sheets are pretty much what you need to do whenever you say you do finish the album or you're in the process of finishing it, and there's people who helped you. So by law, or by the laws of music, if anybody was in that studio with you when you recorded that song, they deserve a percentage. So if you got all your homeboys in the studio with you, they technically own part of your song.
Wow.
Technically.
That's a good game.
Yeah, so you have to be very careful with who you allow during the creative process.
You need to protect.
You need to protect what
anyway,
you do,
so,
right? Because somebody could say, somebody hating on you, or you mad you didn't bring them along. You know how people are like, don't forget about me, and you probably forgot about them. Now they got a video of them in the studio with you. They could say, well, I wrote this line right here. I want my 2%. And say you made $1 million off of it. 2% ain't a lot, but 2% $1 million is a lot of money.
I take it.
So would you say, just a suggestion, minimize the people that's in the studio? Minimize
your circle. If it's not your team, because your team ain't gonna, because the managers, they get paid off, right, for what they do, right? So 9 times out of 10, they're not going to care about being on the split sheet, right? But yes, me personally, I say minimize the people that's in the studio with you. That's just saying,
I like that.
It just honestly, because there are people out there who are that shady or that conniving. Oh, let me be in the studio with you. I'd be like, nah, I'm okay. I need to be in my own space anyways.
Right.
So for me, when I'm in the studio, it's just me, my producer, and possibly the writer. A writer, that's someone who's helping me. I do write my own music. So I don't necessarily say I need a writer, but it's sometimes especially if you're doing a new project, you want a new sound, you want something different, it's good to have your writer with you right then and there. Because then they know who you are and they start to write for you.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely say minimize who's in the studio with you.
Thank you for that. That was a gem.
Absolutely. So what about in acting? How does that process go? How does someone go about getting those roles? If you're talking to an inspiring actor, you've been one to be able to have a lead role, go on auditions in Cali and Atlanta.
Right.
How does someone put themselves in position to be able to do that?
Well, you got to put in the work. So with acting, I would say networking is most important. Relationships and classes. Taking acting classes and showing that, building your resume. So networking and building your resume for sure, 100%. Because when you decide to say you want to do an audition or whatever, that's immediately what they look at. How many workshops you've been at. Are you still training consistently, even though you probably didn't book these past 2 months? Were you taking acting classes?
Right.
Were you, perfecting your craft? What were you doing? Have you networked with anybody? Is there a director's name on there that we probably know of, or, with this workshop? They need to know I guess casting directors, they look at all of that.
So you need to be active.
Active, always. And that you always need to be active. I got truly lucky. I really think I would say I'm blessed and lucky to get the lead role that I did, because I had little to none experience, but I had acting classes behind me. So that helped me. Wow. I had someone that was pushing me, making sure I was consistent in the acting.
You guys hear that?
So you're right. Yeah. So if you want to act, if you want to take it to the next level, you need to start right now by researching in your community here in Fort Worth and looking up, who does acting classes. Gotcha. Shout out to JG Studios, because they're the ones, she is the one who's pushed me to continue to do acting. She's the reason why I had the audition with Lee Daniels. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I got signed to an acting agency, and because she knew somebody. It's all networking. Right. Because I wouldn't have got that on my own. Right. Period. Right. So I would say every big person that you see on Meg Thee Stallion, whoever, big actors, they have somebody behind the scenes. Absolutely. That knew somebody. You just need someone who believes in your talent even more than you. Everyone on my team believes in me more than I believe in myself. And that is good. That is powerful. When you have a team that believes in you more than you believe in yourself. Yeah, you need to believe in yourself, but you need that. That's where that comes from, to keep pushing you. Yeah. So for sure, yeah. Get on those events, start networking. Go ahead and pay that $50 for that workshop. That's an investment in you. Absolutely. Right. You have to invest in yourself first. And people will see that. When they see you're investing in yourself, they're like, oh, I want to invest in you too. It all starts with that person. It starts with you.
Right? Yeah, I like to focus on that when it comes to people as it pertains to business. I know networking is one of the most important parts as it pertains to business. Yes. Right. But the key to true networking is a great personality. And that's what I want to help our culture. I understand our attitudes. I understand we're aggressive. Man. But one of the key points to networking is to be able to be approachable, to be likable, yes. When people feel this sense of warmth with you or excitement with you, and your spirit and your vibe, attracts them. Right. That's the thing that makes them want to be like, hey, so what you do? Oh, and that's where the true networking comes in. Right. So I never want to gloss over that and that's one thing I want to push to the community is that, hey, our personalities, our attitudes, our temperaments, our communication skills are so important to our networking abilities.
Let me tell y'all something. It's crazy you said that, because you wouldn't believe how many times I've had somebody tell me they passed up on somebody because their attitude wasn't right.
Man,
I'm sure.
And this is me. I like to be as humble as I possibly can, because I don't know everything. I don't. And I want to say I'm grateful for the way I approach people and the way I carry myself, because that has alone opened many doors for me. When people see that you're working hard, that you're humble, you have the willingness to listen, you're coachable, you're teachable.
Yeah.
They'll take you up under their wing and help you. If once you start thinking you know everything and you running stuff, I'm like, all right, go ahead and do what you got to do. You know? And it's crazy because especially with our people, that attitude, we prideful. Oh my God, we gotta quit because that will not get you far. And you'll have people who will start to dislike you and start to actually, people gonna dislike you no matter what. But if you really want people who want to, who help you, especially people in power, you have to show that you are humble and that you're really ready to listen and take their direction, because obviously they know something you do not. That's why they're in the position they're in. Obviously. And you're in the position you're in. It's crazy. It blows my mind when people take advice from people who ain't never lived it and not in that position. It blows my mind. The same thing with, and I know we're not talking about relationship, but the same thing with relationship advice. Why would you ask, no offense, but like to anybody, but why would you ask advice about relationships, that you're in a relationship with your man and you asking a single woman. No offense to the single woman. I think some single women, if they lived it, they've done it, you know what I'm saying, that's different. But sometimes y'all gotta be careful on
single people think like a single person.
A single thinks like a single person. And you gotta be, it's the same thing with business. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's the same exact thing. You gotta start taking advice and listening to people who are actually doing it versus people who just, I think you should do this, I think you should do that. Okay, well, go talk to somebody who's actually doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah. So I always offer that as an advice to anybody who's in the music as well. Talk to somebody who's you see actually doing it. Same thing with
that's smart.
Acting. Talk to somebody who's doing it. And the only way you're going to do that is by getting out there and start networking. And please have a good attitude when you do it.
Since we're on the topic of business, you recently started your business, your LLC.
Right.
What made you want to move to the point of not just doing the work, but actually put a business behind it?
Well, I really truly felt like I wanted to, I guess, profit off of what I'm doing. And I know that sounds very shallow, but it's kind of like, look, I do have a talent. I am good at what I do.
It doesn't sound shallow.
It doesn't sound shallow.
No, I feel like it does.
Absolutely.
Like I want to profit off of, you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to, to come off that way. I want it to be more so like, look, I really believe in my gifts. And in order to supplement me, to keep me going, you know what I'm saying? I just want to, be able to
be compensated.
Right. I want to be compensated for the work that I put in for everybody. And that's why I really wanted to start a business. I really wanted people to take me seriously as well as a pole fitness instructor. People immediately think pole dancing, they think stripper. They think, oh, she shake her booty for money. They think, oh,
no shade.
Yeah,
who shakes their booty?
No shade. No, but I do that. I do. Yeah. Twerking is a workout. Okay, real quick. You go out down there and get on. Shoot, that's a squat. Okay, you're doing 50 squats, and you know what I'm saying. So,
that's true.
I do, twerking is a workout. Okay, that's why when all the females come home from after being at the club, they sore. Okay, because you know why? Because you did a whole workout at the club. You just didn't feel it because you had the alcohol flowing through your veins. No, but for real, like I wanted people to take me seriously as a businesswoman, as a woman who really, I love what I do. And no shade to women who go to the club and dance. I respect those women. You know how hard it is to dance all night long? Absolutely. Of course they want to be compensated for what they're doing. And I feel the same way. I put in hard work to what I do. I put in a lot of time and hours into training my body to be able to do the things I do, to go upside down, to hold my body weight, to spot other women, to be energetic and get people pumped up. I want to be compensated for that, because that way I can keep going and people will take me seriously.
Right.
And that's how I add value to myself.
Right. But the misconception is often that a stripper and the pole fitness is the same. They're two total different things. Is that what you're saying?
It is two totally different things, but one and the same. I would say one and the same because I know. I don't know if y'all know her. Her name is Fit by Shelly. She actually owns a pole company. She actually bought her own building recently. She has employees. She actually sells her brand of poles. Mm-hmm. And she started off as a stripper. Mm. So, and that's where she started off. She didn't think in a million years she'd be where she is right now. She just gotten better and better at it, worked at it, and then she was like,
She turned it into
a business. And all strippers are they're a brand. They have to sell themselves, right? Absolutely. Just like every business has to do. Absolutely. So I would say a stripper and a pole fitness instructor is one and the same, but we are different. So they profit off what they do. Mm-hmm. I profit off of the fitness aspect of it. Right. Not every woman feels comfortable, removing clothes and dancing, right? Mm-hmm. So I give them the opportunity to say, but they see it and they want to try it, they want to do it. So I'm giving them the option to say, hey, look, you ain't got to do all of that. Mm-hmm. Yes, the less clothes you have on, the more moves you can do, because you can't stick to the pole with leggings. It just doesn't happen. Yeah. You got to have on some shorts at least. Right. But I want to give women that fitness side of it. It's fun, it's empowering, and you're enjoying it, and you're feeling your core being worked. You feeling your back and your shoulders being worked. So I'm trying to offer that to women who like what they see, but they just don't feel comfortable necessarily doing exactly that.
Right.
So yeah, definitely one and the same.
I applaud you for taking that and turning it into a business, taking your and to what you said about your talent. Sometimes we kind of confuse skill and talent as if there's something different. Right. But people go to college and schools and trades to get this skill so that they can monetize it, so they can make money, make a living off of it. Right. It's the same with our talents. Any talent that we have, we should view it as a skill and look to create a business and monetize it.
Right.
That's actually a genius thing to do.
LeBron is a talent.
Right.
He has a skill.
Right.
He also is a businessman.
Right.
He formulated a team.
Right.
To back his business. So that what you said is the key to success. If you are a talent or if you have a skill, that thing is one and the same.
And that's the transition we want to help our community understand. Hey, you got these talents. You are more than just a talent. Don't let some businessman come and monetize your talents for you when you can do it for yourself. Absolutely.
You are a brand. You are a brand. If you have the talent and it, just do the research, do the work, and treat yourself as such. You are the business. And it took me a minute to get my head wrapped around that. But now I'm like, you know what? I need to stop doubting myself, get out of my comfort zone, because the comfort zone is the killer zone. That's what I call it. Yeah. And go out there and get it. And I've been successful since I've launched. So I've been booked. I've been busy.
Booked and busy,
boy. Woo! I'm doing it all. And I'm still being able to do my music. You know what I'm saying? I get to do all the things I truly want to do in life. And that to me is the first step to success.
So what would you tell an upcoming or inspiring actress or singer or somebody that has a talent, that's looking to be successful in today's climate?
I would say utilize social media as much as you can. And I would also say absolutely do not give up, because your time will come. It is hard when you see, all these, just throw it out there, these other artists that you probably see like, I know I can do that, or I know I'm better than that. The only thing that they're doing that you're not doing is just putting themselves out there. Mm-hmm. They're utilizing social media as much as they can. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many people out here in this world. Just keep going and keep pushing and do not give up, especially in today's climate, where I do feel like talent, like real talent, is not as appreciated as much anymore. I feel like now it's more of like a popularity contest, how many followers you have, so that could be very discouraging to a talented anybody who's really truly talented who wants to get out there and expose themselves even more. So I really would say utilize the platform of social media to get your own self out there and just keep pushing and keep going. Because social media will discourage you, but social media is also an illusion. So if you have to look at it that way, and just keep going. So definitely, for sure, because it could be very discouraging. I get discouraged every day, all day when I look and I'm like, man, what am I doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't I get?
But we're on the outside like, man, she's doing everything right.
See, and I'm over here thinking I'm doing everything wrong. So that's what I'm saying. Social media is truly an illusion, and you have to understand there's programs out there where you could buy, tens and 20,000s of followers. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever really looked at somebody's page and seen their followers? Half of them ain't real people. So it's like they're robots. So you have to look at all of that. So I
take those things in consideration.
Right. Just take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going, because at the end of the day, I'd rather have 2,000 followers who support me fully.
Absolutely.
Than to have 100,000 followers and maybe only 20 of them really, truly, 300 likes don't mean anything if they're not really supporting your business.
Right.
I could get 20 likes on the post, but I'll get 40 people who are actually supporting me, actually funding the things that I do.
Right.
So so don't always look at the numbers, because the numbers can get very discouraging. Boy.
But put yourself out there.
There's nothing wrong with reaching out to more people. The strangers will support you more than your friends. So go reach out to those strangers. Let them strangers find you. Let them see that you are worth, following and supporting. You know what I'm saying? I have people I never met before buy my music, purchase my music. Anytime I'm saying, hey, do this, they on it. They sharing it, posting it. I'm just like,
Well, where can they find your music?
Yeah, all of my music is on Spotify, on Google Play, on Amazon Music, on Apple Music. It's everywhere on all platforms.
That's dope.
My new EP will be, once again, on all platforms. And I'm the only one with the name Jade Massentoff, so you will not be hard to find. I will not be hard to find. Just type it in, Jade Massentoff. There she go. Right. So it's one and only in the world.
And for the fitness.
For the fitness, you can just look up Massentoff Fit Flex, Massentoff Industries. It should pop straight up. I do have my website that I had built. I'm very proud of it. I worked very, very hard on it. So if you're businesswoman. So if you're interested in my prices, all you got to do is go to Massentoff Flex. There's a menu tab on the right side and just scroll through. I have a workshop coming up actually July 17th, a neon lights workshop. Okay. It's a glow in the dark twerk and pole workshop. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be fun.
So
okay.
So yes, please come out. Wear your neon colors, your greens, your blues and purples and pinks, and twerk in the dark. But you're gonna be lit up. So
twerk in the
dark.
That is so great, Jay. We really appreciate you coming down here. You know what I'm saying? You've been absolutely amazing. We look forward to seeing more of you, looking up your website, listening to your music. We're going to make sure that everybody in the city knows exactly who you are. We're going to work hard at that.
I appreciate that. Y'all follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Jade Massentoff. I'm easy to find. I appreciate y'all so much.
All right. We're going to close this out. All right. We appreciate you, Jade. Thanks for coming. We'll make sure this is put out in the community and that as many people hear it as possible. We appreciate you and your time, the gems that you dropped off to the community. I want to be an artist now.
Let's do it.
I need to believe in myself.
Absolutely. All right. We back at the office. We'll see y'all next week.